still.
It's just pointed at them. That
Yeah, that's fine, as long as you see the table. All right, Dr. Grady, you wanna call your BZA to order and Dennis to tell you what business you have before you?
Sure. So we are here today to discuss the opening of a home beauty shop, correct?
Yes.
And since I am default nominated to this position and I don't know what I'm doing, I will defer to you, Robert.
All right, we'll let Dennis kind of give you a little summary here, and
I don't
then
know.
Christie
I'm
might
new
talk
here,
to you a little bit.
Yeah, she'll know a lot more about it, but anyway, she wants to put a one-chair hair salon in her garage. And it would only be her probably 20 hours a week, maybe. And
Also, the reason I started this in the beginning, when I first moved to Orleans, I talked to Robert about it, and I was going through so much that it seemed overwhelming to me because I was going through a divorce and my mom was dying. So I just got a job. And I was down here at Second Street, and then I couldn't make anything, so I went to the dugout. And so I've been there for 3 years. Everything's been great, except for we were working and a for sale sign went up with no warning. So I panicked and I came and talked to them about starting the proceedings. And so in the middle of this, Suzanne and Brian Johnson bought it, and everything's great. But if they decide we don't want to do this, we're going to sell it, and somebody else wants my spot. I mean, I just have to know that I have a place to go if I have to go. Right now, I'm really happy because they are so good to us. But I just don't know what tomorrow holds, so
Sure.
that's why I told Suzanne, I just want to let you know why I did it. I'm in the middle of it. I'm not going to stop it because it's a lot to do, to get it approved.
Right.
So she was good with that. And so I may stay there. I'm 60. I don't have too much longer, but sorry, T. But, it's not like I'm in my 20s, but I just thought I'll have that if I need it. And
So you don't want to do this like immediately?
More like a plan B.
pretty much at this point. Now, when that sign went up, it was, I got to do this. Because somebody could have just turned it into a house because we had no warning. I looked out the window and there's this big for sale sign. What the heck?
Yeah.
And I just talked to Cindy that morning. She didn't even tell me. And she was supposed to give us all at least a 3-month warning.
Right.
If she put it up for sale. I said, so I guess the sign is our warning, So it put me in panic mode. It really did. And because it's a good place to work and there's nowhere else I want to work.
Right.
And it's 3 minutes from my house. So I just need to know that if I have to do this, I can do it.
And really, again, this is just you, and
Just
so it's
me.
not like you're gonna have a lot of traffic or
No, and
issues with vehicles and
No.
parking.
That would be my only concern, would be off-street parking. If, how many customers do you anticipate in the course of a day? If you did go full-time in business there, would you be talking about at one time? So in other words, 2 or 3?
I don't like to work on several people at one time.
Yeah.
I've never done that in my career because when I was young, I wanted to go to school for it when I was a teenager and I didn't get to go till I was in my 30s. And when you go in, they would set you aside. Okay, now come back over, set you aside. And you're in there for 2 hours when you should have been there for 30 minutes. And I like to, if T came in and got a color, I'd put her color on and I might do a haircut.
Right.
But I'd rather visit with that person.
Sure.
And so if there was a person to come, they would get their hair cut and leave. But when T would leave, another car would come.
Right.
My driveway, I could hold probably 3 or 4 cars. But I'm not going to have a bunch of people in there at one time.
especially if most of the traffic is contained within your driveway. I don't think that that's
Yeah.
probably an issue.
And I'm sure you went through the steps where the neighbors are notified
Yes.
and nobody objected, I'm sure, right? Okay.
And you just have set hours, you've got set hours that you'd be open and you'd be
Yeah.
working.
Yeah, and it won't be late nights, there won't be loud music, there won't be, I mean, I don't know if you know where I live, but I live by myself, and I do my very best to keep it nice.
Sure.
And I have a dump beside me. It's horrible, front and back. I was just telling them I have roaches now, and I've never had bugs. Their trash is coming into my yard, and if I do this business, that's an embarrassment.
Mhm.
I mean, the town is so nice, but every so often you'll see a house that it's like, what in the world? So I won't junk it up. I won't be late playing loud music, and I won't, it won't be late nights, nothing like that.
And this would only be for her, not
Right.
for any subsequent owners.
Right.
Sure.
That's good. I
So
like
that's
to,
why-
I like to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's based on Christie. It's
Yeah,
not
not
based on
anybody.
just anybody that might move there now later.
Yeah,
Now, we checked with John Paul, he thought the variance was the way to go in
Right.
this particular case, and that way, when, Christie decides she's gonna sell the house, or she decides she's done, then that all reverts back to residential.
Right.
So,
So are we to the point here where we make motions?
Yes, and you need to come up with a recommendation, if this body approves this, and then you recommend it to give it to Dennis, and then you recommend it to the town council that it be approved or disproved or whatever, so that's kind of what we need from this body tonight.
I would make a recommendation that it be approved as variance for her until the property sold.
She's my neighbor.
Okay.
She lives straight behind me.
Didn't know that till just now. I'm pretty quiet, and I keep to myself, so.
Ernie likes to play loud music, so you.
But he might come over and get his haircut.
There we go, that would be great.
He may, and then you can change your oil.
yeah.
Well, there's one thing else that we probably, can we throw some stuff out here?
Sure, we'll discuss it.
Well, see, this being a beauty shop and what, how long has they been across the street here?
Oh,
Nick swears.
players.
Right.
Well, several years now.
Huh?
For quite a while. yeah.
Well, that's just one block over. She had it in her house
Yes, in her
until
garage
she
for
moved
years,
right there.
Yeah, she did.
'Cause my wife just walked down the street and walked in there
Yeah, she did.
and stuff. So, I mean, and I don't even know if, I was we never even, she's full time, and she has 3 times the parking space that they had. I mean, they was kind of out in the street sometimes, but you know what? It didn't bother none of us, so.
Right,
And she took care of a lot of people on that street to start with,
Right.
too,
right.
and stuff. So, I mean, it's not something new to that block.
No, that's true.
That square, I consider her in the first square, see. But I just want to throw it out. I mean, it's been there, And I kind of went in because I've been so long, but I don't try to have no cars in my driveway, and you don't even know that there's a shop there.
Yeah.
And that's, there's no signs out front. The only sign is where you put your check and pay me, and stuff. So, but I'm very particular about the cars also.
Yeah.
But I do have a big driveway, and I can hide them around the sides, but, this is a small town, people, and, I'm retired, but I say I do that to keep my toys running. I should sell some toys, but I think that, her place is very neat.
Yeah,
I want to tell you, it's a big improvement what lived behind me for 20 years.
right.
I didn't even know the guy didn't even have water there until he moved out. And I tried to walk in the house, and it was so bad, I almost started throwing up at the garage door, and I had to turn around. She's been a super neighbor. Her yard is mowed to a T every week.
Yeah.
And she's really done a lot of nice work in that backyard that makes us my driveway's open to her back, you know, and stuff. So you can run that in a neighborhood like ours, and I don't see no problem with it. And I don't think none of the other neighbors would either. I live right there because they used to the one, like I said, on my street and all. And I understand the situation she's in about down here and stuff. So I recommend it goes on to the board.
I'll second it.
I second it.
Okay.
I just wanted to put in the extra because we've already had a beauty shop type on that, in that block.
Sure.
And she done very well, and she's very like lady too. And their place is neat, just like hers. You see, you know, now, you know, she does have a kind of rough neighbor, you know, that we're not used to in our block. Now, you move down one block and it gets rough. But she, I think we need other rules other than worse than that there, you know.
We've got a motion and a second on the floor. You want to take a vote and make sure they're all.
Aye.
All in favor?
So Dennis will take your formal recommendation in writing, presented to the council at their next regular meeting, Christie. And then we'll let you know what their decision is. But this will, from this body, it will be a favorable recommendation that if you approve.
Okay, and will I be able to put a sign out or not?
You have,
My yard.
yes, you need to see Dennis and he'll give you the information about signage.
I think it can only be a certain size. I
Okay.
don't know if that'll be the one that's like a 1 foot by 1 foot. It may be the biggest you could,
You come in and
Yeah.
see Dennis
and it may have
sometime.
to be on the building even.
He can talk you through that.
But the reason I'm concerned about that is because I don't want walk-ins.
Fine.
You know, I don't want anyone knocking on my door, because I do live there alone, so,
You won't be able to put out a sign and then take it in at night or when you're done.
you know, I need something.
Something like that would
says
work
appointments
real well because you always gotta have a way to find the place.
on. Yeah,
You know, like for sale sign type frame type thing, maybe.
You see.
I don't have none
You
myself,
come in
but
and see Dennis and he can tell you all about the sign.
okay.
in like that, you know, when I was in the automotive field and just like that business has been sold, like she's going to, I mean, we didn't have no board or rules when I started.
Right, you were grand.
And I had to start turning them wrenches just to keep the bills paid because I wasn't gonna move to Ohio when I closed out this plant. Down here, I was 10 years down here. Then I went to Mitchell, closed that down 2 times, you know, and stuff. So every time I kind of had to fall back a little bit, you know, turn them hard, but now I don't do it that much, but it, you know, that's the nice privilege I consider on living in Orleans myself. But I think they gotta be a neatness rule attached to it too.
No doubt about it. Dennis, I don't think you have any other business that needs to come
Well,
from
that's,
the area.
that's all I know.
Unless somebody's got anything else to present. I think Dr. Petty probably could call for a motion to adjourn unless he's got.
So moved.
All right.
Second, we're certain.
We're done.
You got a good secretary. She's got it all down and
It's that
on.
next meeting, Robert.
Uh,
It's the next meeting.
It'll be the first, the next one after this will be the first Wednesday in July. Tell you what the date is here. It's a morning meeting. It'll be July the 1st.
And then
At
I
9
need to
o'clock.
be at that one.
You are welcome to come. You don't have to be, but you're welcome. Dennis will present that to the council. I really don't anticipate it being an issue, but you're welcome to come.
Yeah.
The new guy on the town board's
Well,
the last house straight down from you, going east.
Yeah,
Do you know him?
The very corner, if you kept going on your street to the end, the last.
When you
house.
make the corner, you go around his house. When you go straight down from your house, you make the corner, that's the new guy on the
I'm
town
a
board.
state trooper for years. A nice guy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That he was
So he's on your street too.
Yeah, that, when I moved there, someone told me that, and that was good to know. I had lived there for about 2 weeks, and 2 o'clock in the morning, someone was pounding on my door. Scared me to death.